Welcome back, everybody. So GD04 cards just came out. I've been up all night, and I thought they were gonna come out today from the rumors and stuff. So here they are. Before we get into the video, I want to give a big shout out to Jimmy Mimion over here. All right, he does the thumbnails for this video. If you guys like Digimon content, other Bandai content, he does it. Go to his channel right here. If you guys need thumbnails for your own channel, either reach out to me or reach out to him and be like, hey, I'm trying to get some thumbnails, how does that work, etc. And then hopefully he can help you out. I'm gonna be going through his Digimon Time Strangers backlog here that I just realized he had. So I'm gonna be going and listening to that probably for a couple hours before I go to sleep or during when I'm trying to sleep, because that's the game I want to play, but still pretty expensive on Steam. It is on sale right now though, if you get the big edition for like 70 US for like all of it. But anyways, that's Jimmy. Go subscribe to him. Let him know that I sent you. But getting into this stuff right here, we're gonna be going through all the cards. Probably won't cover every single card here in detail. Drop a comment in the comment section, and if you want a question answered about a particular card or anything at all regarding GD04 deck building, just straight up like drop a comment. Let me know. I'm gonna be one of the first videos out there because I'm doing this at 4 in the morning, Eastern time. So here we go. So Gundam, we saw this right early on, LR. I'm not personally a big fan of this card because one is level 6. Level 6 is the weakest level in Gundam at the moment, and that's honestly because level 5 through levels like 6 and 7, everything's like so quick. Level 5 is you're really trying to do that big tempo air strikes, go like, the power difference changes quite heavily. And then level 6 is right there, which is a little bit stronger, but unfortunately, everything level 6 does not have that high HP. And when you don't have a high HP, you attack when you link him, and then basically your unit's gonna die no matter what it is. Like Psycho Gundam is 6 HP, it's gonna die from like almost anything. Like Rizal with some AP boost can kill it. Rizal with a pilot can kill it. Even a 3-3 with a strong enough pilot or some combo can get rid of it with burn spells and so on. So this card does give you Armor Ray back to your hand, but that's not good enough for me because it's too high level. If this card was like level 5, maybe, but level 4 for sure. But it's too high level. I'm not, I'm sure this is like a fan favorite Gundam, etc. But I'm not big on this card. So moving on from him is going to be, we got Penelope Flight Form. This is a new card. I knew we were going to get, like, blue was the last LR. I'm like, it's going to be Penelope because, Hathaway and Penelope needs, or just Hathaway's Flash needs extra cards. Unfortunately, we didn't get as much as I was hoping for in this set, but hopefully in GD05 or GD06, we get a lot more Hathaway cards, especially with the new movie coming out. Maybe we'll get some like special bonus pack or something over there. So Flight Form is a level 6/5 cost. It's a 3/5 stat line linked with lane aim, right? And then its ability is during your turn, all of your Earth Federation units get +1 AP. Deploy during this turn when one of your Earth Federation units destroys an enemy unit with battle damage. Choose one enemy with 5 or less HP or rest it. 5 or less HP, rest it. Right, so basically all this says is during your own turn, all of your units get +1 AP. So it's a basic Grandpa Gundam +1 AP for all of your Earth Federation units. Then it's on deploy, so only the turn that you deploy it, okay? When one of your other Earth Federation units destroys your opponent's unit, you can get the armor ability to rest something. Is that good enough? I don't think so. Again, it's level 6. Level 6 cards are very, like, I think techy, where you want to include them in your deck if they're very strong for what you're trying to do, or if there's no other options for your deck and you're being an extremely mid-range deck. It's, like, fine, but this card is just not good enough for me. Lane aim is not good enough for me right now. And I mean, I do like that it gives all your units +1 AP, but in terms of like resting things and dealing combat damage, on top of you have destroying an enemy unit with the damage to get the ability off. So I'm not a big fan of it. We're gonna move past this one. For building a Penelope deck, go ahead and put it in there, but overall I don't think this is gonna be good enough. Okay, unless you're, again, take everything I say disregarding aggro where you just spam GMs, and you're trying to find another way to finesse your opponent and get that last hit in or tap all their blockers. Okay, that is something I'm going to completely disregard. So anything you hear me saying, just pretend coach understands that you lose the game in 4 to 5 turns essentially, right? And the game is over. We're gonna ignore that problem. Okay, Victory Gundam. Now Victory Gundam is cool. The League Militaire, right, trait and all these guys summoning a bunch of tokens is very cool. This guy in particular gets you to draw a card, and anything that can draw you a card on attack or like when it destroys a unit and it can activate multiple times is a problem. So I think this card is really good. This card is one of those rare cards that's level 4, and as you get more and more sets, including this set, we're gonna see that we're getting more level 4 cards that want to link with the main pilot or some good pilot and then get to work essentially. So if you have a level 4 link in your deck is going to be basically like pumped up in the amount of power it has, which this set does do for the new Minerva squad, for like these guys. And Academy has some level 4 links as well, and as we get more and more sets, we're going to get more level 4 links, and that's going to keep us on par with things like Gundam or Atherin, where Atherin's not seen too much with this AM mode, but when you do see him, it's powerful because of how quick it is. In Gundam, the faster you can get momentum towards your side, the stronger, like, the faster you can close the game out, the more your opponent has to like hope to draw the best cards that he can to answer everything. So it's kind of like a race to the finish, and if you slip up or don't have the cards you need, you kind of lose. So having a flow 4 link is good, and then by this time you can probably also have 3 units in play that have the League Milt Aria tag, whatever. But drawing cards is good, so I like this card overall. The archetype overall isn't complete yet, but if you wanted to play with it for fun, it's there. If you want to make another token heavy deck, this is going to be one of those token heavy decks. And there's a card that's very interesting that we'll get to, which is really, really strong. So Cyber Gundam level 8. Unfortunately, guys, this card just level 8. We're not getting to level 8, and we're not trying to play a card that has Repair 2. If we did, we'd just play the Repair 3 Unicorn Gundam. And then once per turn, you draw a card when you pair Cyberlink with one of your blue units. So we don't have a lot of units. We're not drawing a bunch of cards. It's way too late in the game. This card could be strong down the road at some point, but I doubt it just because of how Gundam is built at the moment. I really, really doubt that this card's ever going to become like good. And yeah, as we get more LRs for Titans, maybe we'll get once we get like Psycho Gundam level like 10, level 9, whatever, and we're trying to go super late game, and we get more Cyber New type pilots, that's when this card could see more play. Okay, next card is just a regular GM. Nothing to say about this. We can skip this pretty much. I do like the artwork, so that's cool. Then we got V-Dash Gundam, so another League Militaire card. Militaire, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Breach 3. Any card that has Breach to me is kind of like a nice solid choice. Again, level 6, guys. Level 6 is a big problem because when people say mid-range doesn't exactly exist in Gundam, there is some truth to it. Obviously, it 100% does exist and is a viable option if you want to play that style. But there's just aren't enough cards right now to make you like to mid-range to like fully succeed, right? Your LRs are kind of spread across early game, late game, mid game, etc., and your good cards. And to make a good deck right now, you kind of do have to kind of steal from someone else or grab some like higher level cost cards or try to rush your opponent down. So this card is really cool. I love the design. I haven't watched Mobile Suit V Gundam whatever, but this Gundam looks super dope. So Breach 3 is cool. Being a level 6 4 cost is nice, and then the 4/5 stat line is nothing bad. I like having the extra HP. Active main. So pretty much once per turn, rest one of your other units, right? Your other traded league units, and then choose one enemy unit and rest it. Like level 4 or less HP, rest it. It's fine. One thing to know about this is that when you do get all your tokens up and you your opponent plays a card, you can actually just rest your opponent, suicide your tokens into them, and then get rid of something. So your tokens essentially act as a 1 damage ping effect over and over and over again, which is cool. That's kind of what they're trying to do, I guess, because you can't attack the tokens. The tokens cannot attack your opponent's shield. Next card, Victory Gundam, another one. Deploy a part. So again, this thing just deploys a part. It is a 4/4 stat line, which is solid. It's level 5 4 cost, which is not solid. I really wish it was a level 5 3 cost, because that's the sweet spot, is being level 5 3 cost. You can actually play multiple things and do other things, and 3 cost is really nice for level 6, play 2 cards. But the fact that this can deploy units every single time it attacks on pair is nice. You're going to link it, swing, get a token, take something out. Next turn, if they don't deal with it, you're going to swing again. Unfortunately, obviously, purple will probably just kill this thing with ping damage, but it is what it is. Gundam, level 5 3 cost. That's what I'm talking about. 4/4 stat line, solid enough. Has high maneuver. Is that good enough with Char? I think it is good enough. If you're trying to play an aggro deck or a Earth Federation beatdown deck, you know, Char, or sorry, not Char. I said Amare, right? This guy looks with Amare, not Char. But pretty much, you know, Char was so good because he gave you high maneuver, and now Amaro can give you high maneuver as long as you have this Gundam. So you pretty much have both best of both worlds with Amaro now. The artwork's alright. The card is solid, and the fact that it's a 4/4 stat line and not like a 4/3 or anything is overall really, really good, because you can survive a lot of things like Wing Zero, and being that 3 cost is the important part. If this thing was a 5/4, it would not be good enough, because you want to slam units as much as you can onto the board back to back to back, and on level 6, if you can slam 2 level 3 units, that's actually a really good turn, almost like slamming 2 GMs on turn 2 or something. So cool. Gun Cannon 108 and Gun Cannon 109. This card, actually, when I saw this card revealed, I was like really excited for this card, because it basically tells you that one of your other units can swing twice and deal damage to shields. So it's a level 5 4 cost, 3/4 stat line. It links with Kai Shiden and Hayato Kobayashi. And then when linked, right, choose one of your other white base team units. Now, it is one of your other ones. You can pick itself if you have a second one in play, which is probably what you'll be trying to do. That's level 4 or higher. Okay, which means it cannot be one of your low cost units. It's got to be one of your higher units, which we do have, like NT Gundam. I don't think he's white base, so. But anyways, check out the white base traits. I'm basically going to play this card, link it, and then declare my other gun cannon. Then I'm going to swing 3 times in one turn. So giving this card essentially, or another version of this, suppression in a turn, it can be very powerful, especially when we're trying to play that mid-range beatdown, okay, or like that aggro to mid-range beatdown, nothing past level 6, really, really aggro. Now you can try to go down, build your Earth Federation white-based team deck, and have a good time. You get some more support. This card is actually really good. Like face value, right? It's really, really good for its ability. Gaplant, Titan's trait, 3 for Baby Kshatriya stat line, level 4 2 cost. It's fine. Nothing really said about this. We're getting another Titan's trait, which is great. It's like a Baby Kshatriya stat line, which is great. Cost 2, great, but it's not going to change the game. Okay, Victory Gundam. This thing just says if it's destroyed, it's a level 3 2 cost, 3/2. When it's destroyed, if you have another League military unit, you're going to basically deploy a 1/1 token. You're going to play it in the deck. So that's pretty much it. Core Booster, just another Earth Federation white base team. Level 3 2 cost, 3/3 vanilla. Nothing crazy. Links with Sailor Mass. Yeah. Core Fighter. This card is the card I was talking about. So it's level 4 2 cost, which is perfect. It's a 2/3 stat line, which is good enough. And its ability is that when this unit is rested, all of your League military token units gain blocker. So all the tokens you summon, probably like, I don't know, that you summoned or are going to summon, are all going to have blocker, which means your HP is not going to fall down, and now you can start pinging your opponent with 1 damage tokens in their own turn, and utilize those tokens as this infinite blockers. Now your opponent really needs to have all range attack, which, by the way, guys, if you're going into GD04, I suggest you bring... I suggest you guys prepare yourselves to see some tokens on the battlefield, and a lot of them, especially at the beginning. So put all range attacks into your deck, put G-Fres into your deck, put whatever you can, and try to boost yourself in your win rate, because you're gonna see this deck, you're gonna see Zeong, you're gonna see whatever else we have in terms of tokens. So this card's obviously really good for the archetype. You're going to be playing it. It's an excellent card, and it makes your deck really unique and good. And the token deck is very unique in how it wants to operate, and with the draw power you have and all the extra pluses you can get. Okay, next up we have the Shokyu 2/2 for a 2/3 vanilla. Nothing to talk about here. Don't really need to play it. Level 3 2 cost Gun EZ 2/3. Yeah, let me double check if this is even. Yeah, it is recording. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gun EZ. So this guy has another League Military Shrike Team card. Deploy. Choose one of your active League units and one enemy unit at level 3 or lower. Rest them. Now, blue has so many ways to rest, but in this case, the important thing about this card is that you get more on the board, so you can get the draw effect off your LR. And number 2 is that you need to rest your opponent's units constantly so you can swing your 1/1 tokens into them, because they have nothing else to do unless you can turn them into blockers with the previous card. So I think this card is okay. I don't think it's the best. I don't know if I'm going to run it or not, but we'll get to that whenever we make the deck list, or other people do on YouTube. Another blocker here is basically a Zowert. Is this card going to see a lot of play in blue decks? Yes, because now I tried playing Wing with blue in GD02. It was pretty damn good with Please Zaku. If you guys are wondering what that deck list is, go check out my previous ramp Wing deck. I think it has Ultron on the front art of it, on the thumbnail. I don't know what the title is, but go check out my previous videos for Wing. Ramp Wing is pretty good. So yeah, so Zowert, we know how good Zowert can be. It's in blue now, which makes it even more stronger because blue doesn't have access to Lifrits, and it's good. Now the other blue blocker, the 2/1 from GDO from Star Deck 3 or whatever, the wing one, that one is also completely fine to play. It does have 1 HP, but I keep reminding people that we don't play into Blurple or Purple all the time, so it does have a place, and 1 HP units do have a place to play in the game. Obviously, Blurp, if you're trying to win a major tournament, you know, maybe not, but it can be played. Zeong. Okay, this is the very first LR that is like really good. Okay, now it's level 6, right, which I say is like a bad thing, but it's a level 6 that can actually gain you so much control and tempo over the game because it deploys 2 units when it's paired. It links with Char as level, so it's level 6 5, costs 4/3, right? Not the strongest stat line, but it becomes a 5/4 with Char, which is not a problem because you don't care if this thing dies because it summons you another 3/1 token. So this guy summons you 3 tokens by himself, so he's 4 units in one, and those 2. So it's on pair effect with a new type, by the way. It does not even have to be Char. Any new type card, which basically almost all the pilots in Gundam are new types for most of them, right? Deploy 2 wired guided arm. Basically, it's 2/1 tokens. Okay, they cannot be paired with pilots, but they can attack your opponent's shields, and they're coming readied. All right, so they're coming readied, and your opponent can't kill them unless they can ping them off, which is again why I said you probably want to run orange attack or G-Fred or something to get rid of these guys, right? So if you don't have ping damage in your deck, you're gonna have a hard time, and this can give Zeong the edge to be like, hey, I'm running out of cards, when you would kind of go for that final Char's Gelgoog link for game, but you can't do it. You deploy Zeong, link it with Char, you swing for their shields, you crack it, you break it, whatever, the last shields, and then the next turn they have to kill this guy, they have to kill the unit that comes out of him, another token, which does come rested, but it's fine, and then still gotta deal with the 2 standing 1/1s, like, which is basically Corsica base. So when you link Zeong, it gives you 2 Corsica base Leo tokens, basically, and it's like, how are you supposed to deal with that? It's really annoying. I played against this already, playtested it. I board wiped like Zeong twice, but it doesn't matter because like I'm using so many cards to board wipe them and urgently, and then they either just play another Zeong link or a pair, or they just have that extra time to like, okay, I'm running out of cards, and then they're just gonna play a couple cards, go wide and kill me. it's gonna come down to the wire, and yeah, just don't have that time. So Zeong is very, very good. It's like insane plus advantage, a very strong card. And it looks like Zeong. So this is Zeong card. It's cool. Okay, next green card, LR Gundam Ferract. Some people in the academy think this card is like bonkers insane. I'm gonna disagree because standard, it's a level 6 again, right? 4 cost, fine. 5-4, so it has less HP, but it's 5 AP, which Academy does need, but it's in green now, so Green Academy is a little bit different. So 5-4 stat line, okay, fine. It links with Ellen Saris, which Ellen did get a green Ellen. The green Ellen is a 1-2, so it will become a 6-6 stat line with the new Ellen. The issue with this card is that it comes out level 6, okay? Now, Breach 5 is good, but outside of being Breach 5, it doesn't do anything else. It's just like a 6-6 or a 7-5 if you have the white Ellen. And yeah, it can kill something, it can breach, it's fine. Now, its ability once per turn during when one of your other academy units, so not even itself, receives damage from an enemy, place 1 EX resource, right? Now, the thing about the EX resource is that you definitely need it if you're playing Green Academy. You 100%, that's the whole point of Green Academy is you need EX resources. Now, is this card insane? No, because it's basically just a breach unit, right? It costs a lot of resources. It comes out a little bit later, level 6, and then it gets you an EX resource if you link it and do other things. Well, not even if you link it. If you have another unit that's going to receive battle damage once per turn, and it only works during your turn, which is sad. Now, getting the EX is nice, but this card is not bonkers. It's just a solid card that's trying to make your archetype work, and that's kind of it. Now, it is something that Academy did need, which is more AP, and something that can breach. And if you are following me for a while, you go back to my previous videos and where I explained to everybody that Academy is a beatdown deck. What a beatdown deck wants is breach. What a beatdown deck wants is like mid-range units. So it's a very heavy mid-range deck. So it's going to try to aggro your opponent down, have beefy units, going to swing a lot and go wide and destroy your opponent's shield essentially. And then it's going to overwhelm you with like card advantage and so on by having, either breach effects or extra resources or playing more cards and the ability to stick around. So this card is definitely going to go in the Green Academy deck. So get your play sets. Hopefully the alt art is insane because Gundam Ferract is kind of cool. Okay, next card. CB, our CB players. So another card that's level 6, 5 cost, really, really high, 4 or 5 stat line. Links with lock on. Breach 3 solid, nothing to complain about that. Now, destroyed, look at the top 3. You may reveal a card, add a CB unit card that's level 5 or lower to your hand, put the rest to your bottom. Okay, so the effect is good, and if you follow along with what CB is trying to do, especially green-red CB, it has so much card advantage. Like, it's actually really good. It has multiple first strikes. It has the red pilot, which allows you to basically just on attack, draw a card, on attack, draw a card, on attack, draw a card, right? It's really, really ridiculous. And this card right here only adds to that. So you play this guy, he gets destroyed, and then you, again, draw a card, pretty much, right? And you get to draw whatever unit card you want, which means you're just playing more and more units. And one thing we all know in Gundam is that if you just keep dropping units, eventually your opponent's going to lose the game because they're going to run out of shields and life and they can't keep up with you. Okay. This also has breach. It's a solid card. Now it is a little bit, again, 6 cost, also like, or level 6. We don't like level 6s, 5 cost. That's really, really high. But because this is like a very beatdown heavy deck, this could be seen as a like 1 to 2 of just to have that extra lock on link, or just to have the ability of like, hey, we need additional breach units, make a breach deck again, or the destroyed +1. Giving a card the ability to give you a +1 into your hand is strong by itself in Gundam, especially when you're trying to control the tempo in a mid-range deck. Mid-range decks are generally designed to play their game and be very tempo oriented, and they really get blown out by like extreme late game decks that can control the game completely, nullify the entire tempo and say, hey, you were trying to play the game how you like it, I'm going to stop you right there. And then I'm going to play my own game when we hit level 10 and I start dropping like board wipes and killing you. We don't have that in Gundam right now, which is why people think that mid-range isn't really a thing, because it skips right through it really, really quickly. Or because the meta, whatever the meta is basically just doesn't have mid-range exist in it. So good card overall. Let's get into the Academy cards. I love Academy. Hopefully you guys like Academy as well. Gundam Lift with I don't know how to pronounce it. UR. Level 4, 3 cost, 4/3 stat line, links with Sophie. This card is good, and it got better because we actually got a way to get ramp or EX resources in Academy now, which we'll be talking about shortly. In the future card. So this card's ability is once per turn during your turn, when you play and activate a Donnafold command card using an EX resource, draw one. So again, a +1 card, great for us. It is a 4/3 stat line, which is a result stat line. It's fine. Is a 3 cost a little bit too high? Do we wish it was 2? Yes. But it's okay. It's okay because it's a draw one card. Draw one cards are just superior to everything else, and we'll probably be playing a lot of command cards trying to utilize that EX resource. Okay, next card. This is the card that I really like. This is my favorite Gundam out of Academy. For you guys that don't know, I like Gundam Lift with Thorn, so hopefully we get another LR version of her eventually. Linked with Noria, which is the command card that allows you to attack into opposing units that are standing. So it's a level 5 3 cost, perfect. 4/4, good enough. And then it's got Breach 3, great thing, right? Again, playing that beatdown Academy style. And then its ability is during your turn, when you play and activate a Donnafold the command using an EX resource, which we'll be getting playing Green Academy, you may pair that card from your trash with one of your units with Gundam Lift in its card name. Now it says pair, which means you can play any of your Academy command cards that have Donnafold trait, which are the new green ones. And once you play it, you activate the ability. If you use the EX resource, they will immediately be attached to something else. Okay, so you can play Lift with Thorn. You can activate Noria, which is a command pilot. Let this one attack a standing unit, and then immediately it will be linked or paired with, which is a link, with Gundam Lift Thorn. Then you can attack into your opposing enemy unit. It's going to be pretty good. Now, attacking into standing units is actually really good for mid-range decks because we don't have a lot of interaction with our opponent, especially in green or like red for that matter. And so we do want things to interact with them. And the best way that green interacts with their opposing units is to attack into standing units, right? So that's what Academy is also going to be doing, and then breaching, and then getting that value off of our stat sticks and winning the game that way. Next card. Okay, this card was very interesting. Level 7 4 cost 3/6 Zeong links with Shalia Bull. What the hell is this thing called? Kikiroga. Okay, Kikiroga. Kikiroga. MS mode GQ. All your tokens gain breach 1. Okay. All units getting breach 1 is very good. Like really, really good. Especially if you can make your tokens like extra AP and then punch up and trade. Okay, it's really, really good. During link, all units that are level 3 or lower, other than token units, are deployed rested. Now, the cool thing about this is all units that are level 3 or lower, other than token units, are deployed rested. This works for you and your opponent, which means that if you deploy a unit, right, it has to come rested if it's level 3 or lower, except for tokens. Same thing for your opponent. If they start trying to spam GMs on the board, all the GMs are rested, and now all your tokens going to attack into them and breach your opponent's shields, and this guy can also start taking them out. So it's basically going to stun wall your opponent, like level area B from Yu-Gi-Oh, where you play a unit, it's going to be coming and rested. You can't link it, you can't swing with it that turn, and so that's why this card is very interesting. I want to see how good this can become, if the token deck actually exists at the moment, or it's not there just yet. Obviously, you can play this with Zeong, but Zeong itself is level 6 and this is level 7. I don't really want to go super high level and try to win the game that way. But this card is definitely really good by itself. Next card we have is level 5 4 cost Gundam Kairos Tail Booster. 5 attack, 3 health. It links with Hallelujah and Alleluia, which, whatever. On deploy, choose one of your paired units, Super Soldier, with a Super Soldier pilot. During this turn, it may attack an active unit. If you're going to play this card in your CB deck, play like 1 or 2 copies of it just for the ability. It's 1 cost too high, right? We want to be at the level 5 3 cost if we want. It's definitely got that lower HP, so it's going to be killed by multiple ping effects. And then it also has restrictions quite a bit. Now you do have a lot of first strike cards in the CB deck with the red green, so it's good there, which is why I say only play like 1 copy of it. Alright, this is a card that's actually really good. A lot of people hate this card. I don't understand why they hate this card. It's a level 7 5 cost 5/5 linked with Soleta Mercury Gundam Aerial Rebuild. It's an uncommon. If you guys are entering the GD04 promo events, you'll be getting an alternate version of this and an alternate version of the Soleta, which is really nice. Hopefully they stay at like 50 cents to $1 so I can pick up my playset, but if not, so be it. Deploy. Look at the top 3 cards. Reveal 1 Academy unit card or command card among them and add it to your hand. Send the rest to the bottom. Okay, so this card does not get you pilot cards, but it does get you command cards, which in this deck are very important because it's an unforeseen incident, and those command cards are also pilots, okay? And then it gets you a unit card, which it can grab itself, so you can play the rebuild, grab itself, play the rebuild, grab itself, and continue the chain. Okay, it's really good. This card is definitely a 4 of my deck because I want to be playing it and never running out of cards. And it's basically my high end for Academy. Definitely play this card. Definitely go out and get your playset of the Altar. The Altar definitely looks better than this version, I think. This version is not horrible, but the Altar looks better in the promo event. I don't know if there's going to be a winter version of it next time around or anything like that, but it's nice. This card is the card that everybody was hoping for, and we got it. So level 3 2 cost 3/2 Donnafold Academy. Destroyed during your turn. If you have another Donnafold unit in play, place 1 EX resource. Perfect. So now we basically go play what we want. Turn 3 comes around, we play this guy, and then on our next turn we deploy another unit. Then this guy goes in and suicides with their GM or something. Now we get an EX resource. Now we're set up for all of our shenanigans that we're trying to accomplish, which is going to be mostly accomplished with the green Soleta, which says if you use an EX resource, replace it and place a rested one, basically, right? So you use an EX resource, now you can place a new one rested, which is what Soleta does. So basically you don't really get to use your EX resource, which is nice. So that card is definitely a 4 of in the deck. This card we can just skip. Basically, you just look at the top card, return to the top, or trash it. We're not really playing this card. Its pilot basically just says when it dies, you can get an EX resource. It's Zeong. It's not exactly what we want to do. If you are playing this card in a Big Zam deck, then 100% play it because you're trying to get to Big Zam as fast as possible and trash a lot of Zeong units. Maybe like this with Big Zam, G-Fred, Nyan going down that route, making that whole like trash deck and then trying to like destroy your opponent's side of the board. Go for it. That's up to you. Level 5 3 cost 5 for stat line. Vanilla links with Takwan. Begro. This is our Zeong Vanilla stat line. Excellent card. Love it. Moving on. This card is very interesting, and a lot of people are gonna hate it. The artwork is sweet. I don't know why. I just love the big yellow Zeong bug-looking thing. It's like a giant bee or wasp. Looks like. I don't know what it does in the show, but it's cool. Level 3 1 cost 4/1. It's gonna get pinged off and die. So I'm sorry to you guys. We're gonna be playing this into purple, but again, we don't always play into purple. So we can kind of survive. So attack. Choose 1 active enemy unit against blocker during this turn. Now, how this works is you attack, then the attack ability triggers. You pick an enemy unit against blocker. Now, this is a mandatory trigger. It does not say you may. It says choose 1 enemy unit against blocker. Choose 1 active enemy unit, right, against blocker. So you can't even choose a rested unit. It will gain blocker. Then you will go to the blocker step. Then they will choose to block you and kill you. Or they choose not to, right? And they'll stay a blocker for the whole turn. So this card is interesting if you want to link it, like pair it up with Shenlong or something. Then they're forced to block you because then Shenlong will kill you. But overall, I don't know what this card's trying to do yet. But maybe it's supposed to swing, it dies, and then your opponent, like maybe your opponent blocks the big blocker, it dies, and then all of a sudden you play Big Zam because you gave something blocker that shouldn't have had it, and then Big Zam destroys that as well. Moving on with Gundam Dynamis, another CB card. Level 3 2 cost 2/3 links with lock on. Once per turn, if you have a CB pilot in play, when this unit receives battle damage, from an enemy, reduce it by 1. So this is basically combat damage or effect damage, reduce it by 1. Is this card good enough? I don't think so. If you're playing into like a complete aggro deck or a ping style, like blue-red aggro ping style deck with like Merida Cruises and Pepsi Ping essentially, yeah, sure. I'm not happy about this. I don't really care about the reduced damage by 1, right? There's more decks in the game that exist that are just gonna have bigger units and kill this thing and not care about it reducing damage by 1. Yes, when you link to a lock on, it becomes like a 3/5, which is pretty big, but if this thing's swinging into something, it's going to take damage, and then I can just swing a 5 attack into it and pick it off, basically. So, it's alright. I don't know if it's going to see a lot of play. I'm not huge on these type of cards. Okay. Choo-Choo's Demi Trainer, let's go. Another Academy card, level 3/2 cost. 3/2 links with any Academy trait, just like the other Demi Trainer. Attack. Actually, the other Demi Trainer does link with only Choo-Choo, but this one links with anything. On attack, choose one of your other Academy units. During this turn, it may choose an active enemy unit that is level 3 or lower as an attack target. Now, the sad thing is that it's only enemy unit that is level 3 or lower. That is very depressing because this could have just said any enemy unit or like same level or lower, something like that, so it can make it a lot more powerful. It is on attack instead of on deploy as well. So like you have to play this, then wait a turn, then attack, and then do it. Now I understand you can reuse Choo-Choo's Demi Trainer ability over and over again, but man, this is like a tough one. Artwork's cool, but I don't know how good this is gonna be overall. Gundam's in a really weird spot where like, do we try to beat aggro all the time? Do we try to like not beat aggro because our meta is like blocker heavy and top heavy? It's just weird. So here we go, another vanilla card for Academy, 2/2 for a 3/2. Just a vanilla dude, nothing much to say about here. Okay, here's a cool thing. Xavier, we finally got an Xavier's Gian. It's a level 5/3 cost, perfect. It's a 4/5. So instead of being a 5/3, it's actually a 4/5, which is cool. So it's going to stick around a lot longer. I do like it. It links with Xavier. Xavier at the moment is just like a 1/1 pilot, I think, that just is a command pilot that makes all your tokens not take damage or something. So I don't know. It's a Zeong card. I'm glad that we got the Zeong. Now I do think it says Xavier's Gian Hakuji packs, which means it's referring to all of Xavier's like extra Gian buddies around him, not himself. So I'm still hopeful that we'll get Xavier's own like rare or LR version of his Gian, because that thing was really badass in the show. If you guys have not seen G-Quox is one of the better Gundam shows for sure, and it's the newest one, and it's actually quite a short series, so definitely go check it out. Also, the clan deck is a very fun deck, and it's one of the cheapest star decks you can pick up in the market right now. Okay, Neo Zeong. This card was like the biggest card in the set, level 9, like holy moly, Zeong, right? Neo Zeong. It's a level 9, 8 cost, 6/7 stat line, links with full frontal. We finally got full frontal to get another link. We all knew this guy was coming. It's definitely one of the most powerfulest cards in the game in terms of power, right? But are we gonna get to level 9? It's already hard to get to level 8, but when we do get to level 9, you gain some like crazy abilities. So during Link, all of your units gain Neo Zeon. Okay, they do not replace their current tags; they gain Neo Zeon. So they are Neo Zeon plus Earth Federation, Neo Zeon plus Zeon, Neo Zeon plus G unit. So its other ability is when this unit or one of your Neo Zeon units is deployed, choose when an enemy unit deal 3 damage to it. So it turns all of your units that you deploy, including this one, into a level 8 G-Quux, which is insanely powerful. We all know how crazy powerful that is. Flat 3 damage on every single unit you deploy. The big thing is, how do we get here? Now, we can ramp to level 9. That is 100% an option, and that's probably the best option, because once you get there, your entire deck becomes Neo Zeong. But you have to play like a red-green version of the deck to do that, which you can 100% do. The other way to get there is by simply getting there by default, but then you don't have card advantage left over, which you can build card advantage over time. But in Gundam, if you only have like, you deploy this Neo Zeong link, and then you have like one card in your hand next turn, maybe it's a pilot, maybe it's a base, maybe it's a unit, it might not be enough to get you to the finish line, and your opponent just kind of plays out their hand because they've been getting pluses the whole game, and card advantage, you're going to run out of cards and lose eventually, especially because they're trying to survive the whole time. So I think that if you're going to build Neo Zeong, try to build a ramp version first, and see how that goes when you can actually play Neo Zeong and at least get to see the effect go off multiple times a game. Really powerful card. I really like it. Let's see how the altar looks. Is it going to be insanely strong in the meta? Probably not, but once you put in some effort to make this deck work, I think a ramp version of the deck will be really, really strong once you get there. Okay, another CB card, level 4, 3 cost, 1 attack, 4 defense, or 4 HP. It has first strike always. Then during link, this unit gets plus 2 AP for each of your rested CB units. And then links with Alleluia, Hallelujah. Okay, this card is really good because it just has permanent first strike, not on pair, not on link, but always on your turn. So when it's attacking, it's going to deal damage first and destroy your opponent's unit. By the way, guys, this first strike thing, I don't know why there's a rumor going around, or if I'm lost, if it was a big update or something, but first strike does not say if you attack an enemy unit and they have more attack than you, you die. There's nowhere does it say that I've come to, or anything at all. It literally just says you deal damage first, and if you deal the damage first, your opponent is no longer on the board because it's dead, then they're not going to get to deal damage to you. Okay, so I don't know why I've heard twice now that when a first strike unit attacks into something that has more attack than them, they both kill each other. That just is completely insane. Like, right there, it tells you what the ability does. There's no other rule. So yeah, first strike, attack first, kill the thing. If the thing is dead, it does not get to hit you. Easy enough. This card's very good. It's going to be playing the red CB deck, 100%. Moving on. Z Gundam, E Gundam, USB Gundam, whatever you want to call this thing, XC Gundam. Level 5, 4 cost, just shy of the 3 cost there. 4/4 links with Hathaway Nova. I was hoping for a lot more Hathaway Flash cards, especially Z Gundams. But we did not get them, unfortunately. This is the only one we got, which is disappointing. It is a good one, though. Deploy, choose one of your master units. When it destroys an enemy unit with battle damage during this turn, if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, draw one. Now, are you going to have 3 or less cards? You're going to have to play this card later into the game, essentially. But this card is very good because a +1 in a card game, especially in Gundam, is going to be strong. So definitely going to be playing this card in the deck. It does upgrade it, and then you can always suicide things with Hathaway. So definitely like this card. Is going in the deck. And it's a rare. Maybe we'll get an alter. I don't know. I'll buy 4. Okay, here's a new card. Gundam Thorn Eanes. Level 6, 4 cost. 5 AP, 2 HP. A completely new stat line we haven't really seen. Trinity Link, and then CB Trinity. Okay, its ability is deploy. You may choose 1 or 2 of your other active CB units, rest them. So it must be your other CB units, not itself, and then 1 or 2. If you do, deal damage equal to the number of rested units with this effect to all enemy units that are level 6 or lower. This card is really good. Number 1, it deals damage to your opponent, not to yourself. Thank God we finally have cards that don't hurt yourself, like Wing Zero. Okay, so you can just destroy your entire opponent's board. It comes at level 6, which is that, we don't like level 6s, but It's in a mid-range beatdown deck. You're going to have buys on the board. You're playing red as well. You're going to be able to destroy your opponent's units early on and kind of stabilize. And then this can be your board clear. This does not need a link, does not need a pilot. It just comes in, does its job. And because, so people think that you're not going to have units on the board. When you're playing a mid-range deck like Academy or CB or whatever, especially like red-green, you actually do end up having units on the board because they're usually a lot more tankier, like they have more HP. Or you're playing more units than your opponent because you have less command cards and so on. And then on top of this, you can just take an extra hit to the shields and be okay with it and keep your guy around and then go for this play. It's totally fine. So this card is definitely good. It's going to see play 100%. So all you aggro players, watch out because this thing will blow up your entire board like every single time it hits the board. Okay, so it's definitely a good card. It's got a cool artwork. I didn't watch Gundam 00, but my brother's a big fan of it. I'm sure a lot of guys watching this are also a big fan of it. Here's the Gundam Kairos Trans Am, the card that a lot of people are like really excited about. Level 6 5 cost, 5/4 stat line, links with Hallelujah, Hallelujah. So while you have a red super soldier pilot in play, this unit gains first strike. Okay, that basically means it's pilot. When you have its pilot in play, it has to be red. It's going to gain first strike. And again, first strike only works when this unit is attacking, not on your opponent's turn. Yeah. Then, while you have a green super soldier pilot in play, this unit gains breach 3. Now, you do not have to link this unit. Those pilots just need to exist. Okay, so either you have a red super soldier or a green super soldier in play on one of your other units or on this one, and it will gain the following effects. And you can gain both at the same time. So you can get first strike and breach 3 if you have a red pilot and a green pilot in play with the super soldier trait. This card is really, really good because again, you have first strike at all times and you have breach 3 at all times, so it's going to be a very good card. It's definitely going to go in the deck. Next up, we have Gundam Exia. This card, a lot of people were like, oh, it's got 1 HP, it's going to die to everything. It's level 3 2 cost, 2 AP, 1 HP, links with Sasuna. It's in red. Right, deploy if 2 or more enemy units are in play. Choose one enemy unit level 2 or lower, deal 2 damage to it. Now, yes, it has restrictions and its HP is going to get pinged off and die. Yes, it can only deal damage to something that is level 2 or lower, right? Nothing else. But this card is good because you, number one, if you're playing Sasuna and purple, you want to have CB cards in the trash. You don't really care if this guy dies because you're trying to build up your trash. Number two, when you're playing against aggro decks, this just says close combat and a unit. Okay, that is really good. So this card is going to go in your deck if you guys are trying to beat aggro insanely a lot of time. And it's going to go in the red deck as well if you want some close combats that are also on top of a unit. And if not, again, you're not playing against purple, you're not playing against aggro, you can still use this card and the 1 HP is not going to matter. It's going to go out and attack your opponent for 2 damage. If Sasuna is on the board and you have 7 CB units in trash, it will become a 3 AP. If Sasuna is linked to this, it will become 4 AP or, well, what is it? 4, 5 AP or 6 AP. So it can really just go in and take something out. That's big. I do like this card. It's a rare for a region. Guys, if you guys are playing Gundam, keep an eye out for what rarity the card is because the rarity does affect how strong a card can be. So far, in my conclusion at least. And the more rare the card is, the more effects it can have, the stronger it can be. So it's a rare. It's going to be solid. It's not uncommon. This card, level 4, 6 cost, 4/4 stat line, Angelo, Link, Rosen Zulu. If there are 8 or more Neo's Young cards in your trash, this card in your hand costs 4 less, becomes a level 4 2 cost. Deploy, choose one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. If it has repaired, deal 3 damage to it instead. This is the card that you pretty much always want to be deploying with full frontal. It's pretty important. You're going to be playing 4 of these cards in your deck. It's pretty damn good. Not much else to say about this. Next card is going to be this Vanilla Zeong Trade Link. It's just a Roselle stat line, level 4 2 cost 4/3. Again, nothing really crazy to say about this, but it links with any Neo Zeong trait, which is fine. Gundam Thorn Dry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Level 5 2 cost. Interesting. Level 5 and 2 cost. 3/2 stat line. Links with Trinity. Once per turn, when this unit is rested by an effect, set it as active. So aka Amuro, because it does work on your opponent's turn, or Trinity, obviously, because Trinity gives the unit support 3, and then you basically use it on this one. You link it, rest it, give something support, unrest it, you're now at 3/6. You can attack your opponent or again give support to something else. Gundam Psycho GQ, level 7 5 cost, 4/5 stat line, linked with Duox Marasame. Level 7 5 cost. Way too high of a level. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. It's Earth Federation, which is also just weird. I know they're going to give Red more Earth Federation cards for sure. During Link once per turn, when damage from one of your paired one of your units paired with a Cyber New type pilot destroys an enemy shield area, choose one enemy unit with 5 or less AP, deal 2 damage to it. Okay, so like when damage from one of your units paired with a Cyber New type, you know what that means? Itself. Itself is going to be paired with a Cyber New type pilot, destroys an enemy shield area card, then you will deal 2 damage. Now, on the other side of this thing, if you link this or play it alongside a blue with Psycho Gundam, then Psycho Gundam is a Cyber New type. It has a breach. It will destroy a opponent's shield area breach. It will repair, draw your card, and then this thing can deal 2 damage to something with 5 or less AP. It's pretty good. The problem with this card is that it's level 5. Like, I wish this card were just level 5, right? Or, sorry. Its level is level 7 and it's a 5 cost. I wish this card was a level 5 and a 4 cost. Or even a 5 cost. I don't really care. But, like, following Gundam is gonna be like level 5 4 cost, right? So it's I don't know why it's level 7, guys. Like, why is this card level 7? It's so high. Like, I just don't know. Are you gonna play Psycho Gundam and then play this Psycho Gundam afterwards? Like, I don't know. But yeah, obviously you can play it with other Cyber New types, but I'm not a huge fan of it. It is a solid card, but it's an uncommon for a reason. If this thing was a rare or an LR, it would 100% be like way better. Okay. Then we got this Zasa Sleeves, level 3 2 cost. Deploy, choose one enemy base, deal 1 damage to it. It's a 2/3. So this card is interesting where you play that GM, you swing your GM, it deals 2 damage to your opponent's shields, right? And then you deploy the sleeves and finish it off, which is cool. Or if you're in a weird situation where you can swing your opponent's shield and it's going to survive. Next turn, you play the sleeves, ping the EX base off, and then swing the GM into their shields and get the damage through, basically. So is this card okay? I think if you're playing a bunch of these in your deck, your opponent has to realize, hey, man, my 5 HP bases are now 4 HP bases, and my 6 HP bases are now 5 HP bases. It makes it a lot easier to crack through them. So I think in an aggro deck, this could be pretty solid because you're not too worried about if you're paying 2 costs for something, right? You pretty much have room to just spam out a bunch of GMs, spam out 2 cost units, you're perfectly fine. And then if you can spam out 3 of these, or if you get new cards and feature sets that also deal damage to bases. I know we have a previous one, which is a level 6 card, which deals 3 damage to your opponent's base. It's also a new Zeong card. These cards are like not very good overall, but I think this card has a lot more play. You can actually play it, and your opponent has to be very that, hey, my base is like not as strong as I think it is. Gadil, this card is actually very nice. Level 3 2 cost 3/3. It's a common attack. If you are attacking a damaged enemy unit, this unit gains breach 3 for the battle. So just getting breach 3 is good. You do summon tokens in this deck with new UNE. This is the one with the Daughtresses, where you summon like 0/1 tokens and Astrons and stuff. So yeah, this card is just solid because it's basically a rig dom, but for red, and you can attack to something that's damaged and then basically gain breach 3. It's not the best, but it's gonna go in the deck, that's for sure. Next up, we have this level 4 3 cost Gundam Thorn Zwei. Again, another Trinity CB card. 3/4 Baby Kshatriya stat lines, links for Trinity. When linked, choose one of your CB units. During this turn, it may choose a damaged active enemy unit as its attack target. I don't really care about this overall, but again, it's a way to attack standing units. That something is damaged, obviously. I don't like this card too much. Yeah, so I'm not gonna play it. Moving on. Gundam Dynamis, level 5 4 cost 4/4. Again, one short of being a level of a 3 cost. Deploy, you may rest this unit. If you do, choose one enemy unit that's level 3 or lower, deal 2 damage to it. If you want to kill aggro decks, sure, it's okay. If you want to deal 2 damage to a blocker, sure, it's okay. You're not gonna have enough room to play everything in the deck. so we're not going to be playing this card. Okay, if this card was like a level 4 3 cost, sure, come out earlier, but I'm not playing this card. It's not needed. If sideboards are a thing, you could sideboard this into an aggro matchup, but unfortunately, there's no sideboards right now, or best of threes. Gundam Virtue, this is a vanilla level 3/1 cost 3/1, linked with TRA. I don't know what his name is. If you want to go super aggressive on your opponent, play like red purple or whatever you want. Basically, just drop as many GMs as you want. Treat this as a GM and just slam into your opponent and win the game as fast as possible. Another GQ Earth Federation card links with Earthfed, level 5 3 cost 4/4 stat line. Good enough. Links with Earthfed, just link generic. Play it if you're playing Earthfed red. Okay, big LR in purple. We're finally moving on to purple. Level 8 7 cost Gundam XX DX. If you guys wondering, that's double X. Suppression always great. It's a 6/6 stat line. Vulture. Links with Garrod Ran, obviously. During pair attack, if you're attacking the enemy unit, you may choose level 7 Vulture cards from your trash, exile them from the game. If you do, choose one enemy unit / base as level 8 or lower, destroy it. So this basically destroys an enemy unit or base that is level 8 or lower and destroy it. Now, destroying a level 8 unit is crazy. Destroys anything in the game pretty much, except for the level 9 units in Z Gundam and Neo Zeong, but very strong. You can also basically, the thing about one of the counters to suppression was playing a base the turn that they would try to suppression hit you, and then they basically couldn't suppression hit you. Now, one of the problems with this card is that it's going to exile 7 Vulture cards from the trash. You might want to keep those cards in the trash because a lot of your Vulture cards kind of play off of that. So it's going to affect how you are going to be playing the deck. Obviously, once you land this guy on the board, if your opponent does not deal with it, you will pretty much win the game on the spot. Same thing with the CB one. With the Transam, you will just win. So very strong card. I'm not as hyped about it as everybody else, probably because I understand how hard it is to get to level 8. But Vulture is not horrible. Same thing with Vagon. It's not horrible. If you haven't played Vulture, you definitely should give it a try. With all these new cards coming out, it's definitely a good time to pick up the Vulture cards and play the deck and at least get a feel for how good it is. Destiny Gundam, this is the card that I wish was better. It's very strong on paper and what it does. Level 7/5 cost 5/5 stat line, linked with Shin. High maneuver, which is solid, but high maneuver is kind of overrated in terms of how much, like, when they're making the card and if they put high maneuver onto it, like, this could have just been suppression. High maneuver is like a premium thing, so they gave us a premium effect, but it's not like, if we got to choose the effect we wanted as a premium, we can make all of our cards so much better. But having high maneuver is solid, but why are we giving it to Destiny Gundam in this deck? I don't know. I'm sure in the show he zips around, but I'm not like a big fan of him having high maneuver. So during pair attack, you may choose one of Minerva Squad unit from your trash, pay its cost to deploy it. It's a Minerva Squad, which means you can deploy Destiny Gundam itself if you pay 5. So the main thing with Destiny Gundam here is you link it with Shin, you attack your opponent, Shin's ability triggers, you get to reset your resource. Okay, so Shin pays for itself. So you've only played 5 out of your total 7 so far. And then you would basically use the 2 resources to deploy your Sword Impulse Gundam, which would destroy a level 3 or lower, aka Fatal Strike. And then that's pretty much what you're trying to do with this, which is why I like to include 1 or 2 Zaku warriors in my deck, just in case I want to get the Zaku warrior out for 1. Gives me something to deploy. It's not a card that you want to run your deck, but you're not going to be running like 4 copies of it. Depends how you build it also, but I think 4 copies is way too much. 3 copies has been alright. And you're going to be milling this card to your trash. You can get it back to your hand in multiple ways. And you can obviously resummon it with his own ability. You really do need Shin when you're playing the Minerva Squad deck, go back and watch my Minerva Zombies video, right? And you need to hold Shin, and Shin basically only links with Destiny Gundam as a mandatory link. Otherwise, everything else can just kind of like do its own thing. It also is on during pair effect, so you can put any pilot on it, which is also nice. Level 5 4 cost Vulture 5-3 stat line. This is just like Gundam Airmaster Burst. During pair Vulture pilot, if there are some more Vulture cards in your trash, this unit may choose an active unit with the keyword as the attack target. I don't know why this thing has like your opponent must have a keyword. Why can't it just be anything? I don't know what the pilot does, but it probably doesn't do anything that it links with. This card is not relevant. Well, okay, the one cool thing about this card is that if you attack an enemy unit, it doesn't have a level restriction. You can attack an enemy that has any keyword, right? Which is basically high maneuver, suppression, whatever. So basically, the entire job of this card in my head is to go in, and the other Gundam Air Master is a blocker. This guy is, when you link me or pair me, I'm going to attack into your opponent's biggest unit and take it out, right? Because it's got high AP. Take out like a Wing Zero, take out Wing Gundam, take out anything you want that they haven't done a lot of damage with, Epion, etc. And that's good. And then it goes to the trash, and then you fill up your trash with more Vulture cards. Is it good enough? Probably not. Okay. Yeah. Next one, level 6 4 cost, Gundam Leopard Destroy. During pair attack, you may choose one enemy unit, deal 2 damage to this card and the enemy unit. It's a 4-5 stat line, Vulture trait link with anybody. Okay, this card is alright. It's level 6 cost, which is unfortunate, but it's in Vulture, so that's something. Now, it's on attack. That means it does not need to deal damage to the shield area like Sinanju. Sinanju basically does the same thing this thing does, but has high maneuver, doesn't take damage by itself, is stronger overall. This guy is trying to clear the board. Again, are you going to play it? I don't know. You Vulture players can figure it out. Okay, this is a card that is very important to Minerva Squad. Okay, Raise Blaze Zaku Phantom, 4 costs, a level 4, 3 cost, 4-3 stat line, Minerva Squad trait link. Links with literally anything. One thing that Minerva Squad has going for it is that all of its cards, except for like always the Shin cards, but most of its cards link with any Minerva pilot, which is amazing. And this is what I was getting to, like where a lot more cards or archetypes are going to start getting level 4, 3 cost cards that are really solid and are going to link up just like Grandpa Gundam and do a lot of work. So this card is I was going to take this card out of my deck when I was first testing it like day 1 after 2-3 games because I didn't really see him too much, or he just kind of died of reviving him. But then I was like, I'm going to keep him in the deck because I can see the power of it. And then it started to click every single game, and this card has been like really, really good. It basically is like a Amuro Gundam link, and it repairs 2, goes back to full HP, but this guy reduces damage by 3 on the turn that he is linked. Okay, so his ability is when linked, he reduces damage by 1 per turn, so on your opponent's turn and your turn, so they can't just 1 damage ping you off, and there's multiple times where this guy survives with 1 HP, and your opponent just can't deal with him, because it's like, okay, if I play a gun tank, he doesn't die. If I play a Kshatriya link, I have to ping him and then attack and then ping him again to finish him off. And purple definitely needs to play multiple pings to get rid of him over somebody else, which is a thing. And then he's very good. You can bring him back to life and bring him back to your hand and so on. So he's good. I like him a lot. Definitely be playing him. His pilot says when linked, so you always link him to Zaku Phantom here, that you pick up any Minerva Squad unit on the board and linked unit, and that linked unit receives 2 less damage on that turn. You basically pick itself and you reduce damage by 3. So it's a 5-5 stat line total, and reduce damage by 3 the turn is deployed, and then reduce damage by 1 following any other turn. It's really, really strong. Level 7 5 cost Gundam Virtue Trans Am. When this unit deals damage to an enemy unit, destroy the enemy unit. It's a 2-6. The sad thing about this is that it's level 7. I don't know why on earth it's level 7. That's the only thing holding it back. If this thing was level 5, level 4, I could see it being played with the same stats. It's not. Like, if you divide the stats, it becomes a 4-4, right? So you get a 4-4 total amount of stats, total of 8. and then that could even be included as a level 5/3 cost, like all the other cards, but they didn't do that. I don't know why, but whatever. Level 5/3 cost 5/4, perfectly fine Minerva squad. Unfortunately, we don't have room in the Minerva Zombies deck, so we don't exactly play multiple of these. But if you're trying to play a more aggressive version, you could play it. It's just not needed. The pilot doesn't do too much, so it's cool. I like having Zaku's and Goose and stuff, but it's not it. Okay, here's like another very good card. Level 4 2 cost 3/3 stat line. Link Fit Shin and Luna Marie Hawk. On deploy, deal 1 damage to this unit. If you do, choose one enemy unit with 3 or less AP, which is basically all the blockers, rest it. The reason why this card is so important is because you guys probably haven't played as much Minerva Squad or with the new cards that I have. Although that might have changed since the weekend of like everybody playing with the Star Deck events. One thing that happens is you're doing good, and then all of a sudden your opponent goes wide, and you have no way of interacting with them at all outside of resurrecting your Sword Impulse Gundam, the alternate version that destroys an opponent unit. But sometimes you don't have that. Now you have access to more graveyard playability, like playable cards, and you have a toolbox from the trash essentially. And this card is really, really important because it's on a deploy effect, not from trash, just deploy from your hand or trash, and then you can rest your opponent and then basically start killing them because you have beefy bodies. And again, you're playing like this mid-range control deck, and with purple, you're trying to like have a lot of advantage to the resurrection and getting good trades. And on top of this, you have this guy that can rest your opponent's unit, trade into them, kill them, and then you basically get to stick around and swing next turn, and then you get to bring him back and have interaction with your opponent and utilizing your trash as viable cards, which your opponent has to be very aware of, whether they're attacking your shields or giving you extra cards into your hand and so on. Okay. Next card, Gundam Nodley, I don't know, whatever. Level 4, 3 cost, 4/3. Deploy, choose one enemy unit that is level 6 or lower during this turn. Reduce its AP by the amount of number of unit cards with Gundam Virtue in its card name in your trash. This card is horrible. Don't play it unless you're gonna mill your entire deck, and even then, you're basically getting first strike. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this card at all. I don't know why all the like Tyria links are like this bad, basically. Level 3 2 cost 2/1 stat line, Jamil's Gundam X. Okay, this is another old UNE, but basically Vulture. During pair Vulture pilot trait, destroyed. If it is your turn, return this unit's paired pilot to its owner's hand. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, this guy's gonna die. He's got 1 HP. He's basically useless. This card is actually useful because of how the Vulture pilots want to work, and you want to like, pair him. He doesn't have a link ability, but you can just kind of pair him, put a pilot on him, swing into your opponent, and then destroy something that they're played, then get the pilot back to your hand. And you can also punch up with Gundam X, making him punch up, trade something big, get the pilot back, and all you lose is this like early game unit. Moving on, Daughtry's High Mobility Command. This is just I don't know why they're making Daughtry's play with Vulture, guys. But I guess Daughtry's is going purple now. It's just a 2/2 vanilla with Vulture Link 2/2. Nothing big here. This card is something that you guys are going to look at for sure. Level 3/2 costs 1/4. Deploy another Vulture unit. Deploy. If you deploy this unit from your trash, draw 1 card. So when you deploy this card from your trash, you draw 1. And then on top of this, it's deployed onto the board, right? So it's a +2. You're getting a +2 overall, which is very good. This guy can just swing at your opponent's shield, go for game. You're drawing a card, which can be any card, which is also nice. So this card overall is very interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it too much in my own decks. Now, this can also work in any purple deck or any deck that can resurrect cards from the trash. It doesn't have to be Vulture in particular. I do like that having the option of this in the deck will be nice to bring back if you need to like draw that one final card, or you're digging for something in particular. Or you can bring back this card multiple times. And again, they're gonna have to kill it somehow because it's 4 HP, so I'm just doing something strong into it. Only deals 1 damage, but that is what it is. It's a link with Enil, whatever that is. Here's a level 3/2 cost Minerva Squad 2/4 stat line Luna Marie's Gunner Zaku Warrior. I love Zaku Warriors. Links with any Minerva Squad again, but unfortunately it's only a 2/4. If you're trying to go real beatdown on your opponent, like a really aggro beatdown, play this card because it's a really chonky unit. Only a 2 cost. You can play 2 of these on turn 4. Obviously, there's another level 3 cost. You can play it earlier and build up the board, go wide, swing at your opponent, do a lot of damage, try to win the game early. That's not what the deck's trying to do, but it's there. I wish this card was like stronger or had an ability, because I do think that the Minerva Squad deck overall needs to have more units, and we'll probably get more in GD05, GD06 that activate when you either deploy them or out of the trash, obviously. And hopefully we get a cards in purple that just say when this card goes to trash, do something, rather than having burst or having burst and when it goes to trash. Like, it'd be cool if it didn't have a main effect, but it had an ability when it went to trash. Level 4 2 cost, 3/3 stat line, linked with Sasuna. Gundam was a GN armor type E. Deploy. Choose one enemy unit that is level 1 or lower or has 1 or less AP and destroy it. Now, I know we're getting a bunch of AP reduction effects in purple. I don't really care about that. And having level 1 or lower is basically impossible as a token. So I'm not really like too crazy about this card either. Now, one thing I will say is that if you're going to play purple CB, right, and you need to have more solid cards in that color, then this card is going to be played simply for the fact that it is a 2 cost. You can spam him out and get a 3/3 body out. Number 2, it just have a deploy effect of just killing tokens, essentially, which is good by itself, right? So there's going to be more tokens in the next set, so this card is going to see play. If you're playing a purple Sasuna CB list, try him out, play into purposefully like tokens and see how well he can do, so you get the value out of him. Okay. Next, we got a level 2/2 cost vanilla, no link 2/3 stat line Gundam Exia. Trash. Moving on. This is the Gundam Banshee Norn that everyone's talking about, that everyone thinks is like super crazy insane, but I don't think so. It's just level 7 5 cost. Unicorn Gundam O2 Banshee, Earth Federation linked with Ready, whatever. 5/5 stat line, so not the best stat line, but okay. So attack, all enemy units get -1 AP this turn, and its during link ability is active main. Exile 3 blue cards from your trash. Set this unit as active. It can't choose the enemy player as its attack target during this turn. So basically what you do is you go deploy it, link it, attack into your opponent's shield or unit, whatever. On attack, give everything -1 on your opponent's turn. So this is for the whole turn, which means your other allied units will also be able to attack into them and survive and take less damage. Then you activate the main ability by exiling 3 blue cards and restand it. Now you can attack into your opponent's rested unit, or you can choose to keep it standing so it doesn't die. Now, if you do attack with this unit twice in the same turn, you obviously will get the all enemy units get -2 during the turn instead of 1, which can be strong. I'm not a big fan of this card. I don't really care about the whole restand -CP, all this nonsense. Level 7 is pretty high, and the problem with this game is that when you swing, okay, your opponent is going to link and take it out immediately. It's very easy to kill pretty much anything in the game that's not like 8 HP. Like 7 HP is pretty solid, but 7 to 8 HP is like where you really want to be. And 7 HP, like Ultron Gundam, just straight up die to links, especially at this level. Okay, so moving on, we have Gundam Unicorn Gundam Awaken, level 7 5 cost 4/6. Advantage of link. Suppression at all times, good. When you activate a command, main, or action effect, choose one enemy unit. It gets -2 AP during this turn. Now, here's the interesting thing. There's more cards that we got with burst in this set, especially the white ones, which is really good for us. But I don't think that Gundam Unicorn Awaken is going to be like the best card overall. I do think that if you're playing like an Academy deck with white-blue Academy with Bandager links, because Bandager supplements Academy pretty well, and then this obviously works off actions, which is like White Academy's whole gist of it, and then you gain actions to suppression on top of that, which is pretty sweet. I don't think this card is also really crazy or anything like that. It's just like the other unicorns, is like okay, it's It's got suppression, which is fine. It's got 6 HP, which is fine. If you don't link it, it can be killed with certain cards. And again, if you swing with it, if you link with Bandager, if you swing with it, it's got 8 HP, which is pretty big. But at the level 7, level 8 mark, your opponent's going to have a way to deal with this card or just straight up block it. Like, they're just going to block it, have a base up, not really care about it, and they can just take it out. They can block it, unforeseen it, and all of a sudden Bandager's like, oh, I have 3 AP left. I'm not going to kill your Lifrith. Great. So I'm not a big fan of this card. If you guys are, hopefully the alt art is looking amazing for you, or the LR++. If that's the LR++. I don't know what the LR++ is yet, but I'm assuming it's that one. Then we got Turn A Gundam, another card that people are very hyped about, probably from the series for the few who like it. Level 5, 3 cost, perfect level to cost ratio, 4/4 stat line. We can live with it. Linked with Lauren, the pilot. Active main once per turn, so on your turn and your opponent's turn. It's a main though, so I guess you can only activate on your own turn, which doesn't make sense. Okay, so it definitely is on your opponent's turn as well, because, but I'm pretty sure mains don't activate. Either way, whatever. You pay 1, you basically get to pick a card from your trash or your opponent's trash, and you will gain the keyword abilities of that card. So this does work for picking a card out of your opponent's trash and your own trash. So basically just reads, once per turn, pay 1 cost, choose one enemy unit, choose 1 unit card with repair, breach, first strike, support, high maneuver, suppression, blocker from your trash. Now this does say your trash, but I guess there was an FAQ that came out recently that does say that this card can be used from your opponent's trash. Whether they're going to change that again, I don't know. Then during this turn, this unit gains +1 AP and has all repair, breach, etc. keywords of the card that you chose. So all it says is pay 1, pick a card, you gain all of the abilities of that card, and you get +1 AP for the turn. It's good for gaining something like suppression and first strike. It's very rare to get first strike on a card written on it, because it must have it by default. It cannot be like, I gain this card later on. And so suppression is the best one, and then blockers like whatever. Okay, so moving on from that, not really a huge fan of that card either. Silver Bullet, this card is another card that people are like, oh my god, this card is really powerful. It's going to put like red decks and aggro decks out of like commission. Level 5, 3 cost, perfect. 4/4, we can live with it. Links with Gale Sean. And then its ability is as a blocker, and then when this unit receives effect damage from an enemy, reduce it by 3. This is just not once per turn, this is just permanent, so they can no longer ping you. Basically everything in the game deals 0 damage to this card via effect damage, which means it's a blocker that just always gets to stick around. But again, Ale Strike is also a blocker that sticks around, and we just kind of swing your opponent's shield and they have to block with the Ale Strike at some point. Or we can have Ultron, we have Shenlong and stuff like this to destroy blockers. And then we also have access to like just big beefy guys or Amros and stuff. So again, I know people are kind of overhyping this card. I feel like it's not the end of the world, and honestly, Amro's not going to care by resting it and just killing you anyways. So, but this card is very good. So it's a very good card. Definitely going to be like the mainstay blocker. I would just be playing this over Ale Strike. You don't need to play Ale Strike Kira. You can just play this card over the Ale Strike blocker, and then have a much better blocker that can come out earlier. Play it over Perfect Strike as well and have a good time. Although Perfect Strike is going to gain more value in this set because of all the tokens coming out, especially in the first like couple weeks. Turn A Gundam again, level 5, 3 cost, 4, 3 stat line. Even worse stat line. Don't like it. It's a 3 cost, whatever. It's another blocker. Its ability is during link at the end of a turn where you have paid 1 or more for one of your other militia Diana counter units effects. Choose one of your militia units set as active. Yeah, I don't know. This card basically going to be used to restand the A turn Gundam, or the turn A Gundam, to basically attack with suppression twice into your opponent's shields, which is strong. This is a blocker. But again, there's counterplay to all of these things. You have to have resources. If this becomes a deck that is scary or something, people will be aware of it. They will just blocker and basically beat the enemy by countering whatever they're trying to do. And then this guy will die because he only has 3 HP, and the other unit will also die because it's probably rested. Moving on. The card is good though. 2/2, 3/1 cost. Deploy. You may pair one pilot with Ali Al Shashez in its name from your hand with this unit. Basically, when you play this card on turn 2, this is another super block card, which is supposed to be like the white super crazy aggro version of the white deck, and actually has a design, not like the whole GM spam with Amuro, etc. So I don't know how good super block's going to be overall. It's not very good at the moment. It's just okay. Something you can play casually, have fun, win games really quickly if you get the thing going. So this card basically just play it. You get to pair the pilot, aka link the pilot for free with it, and then attack your opponent. Cool. Not too worried about it. Gerham's Union Flag, custom 2 GN flag, level 5 3 cost. 4/3 stat line, links with Gerham Ecker. Burst, if an enemy CV unit is in play, add this card to your hand. Okay, so this is probably like for draft essentially. And I guess we'll get some UN cards. There'll be some CV players for sure. So I don't know, it's only gonna work sometimes. Whatever, it's a hate card. Activate main, choose one super block card and UN card from your trash, exile them from the game. If you do set this unit as active, it can't attack during this turn. Again, another way for the super block mechanic of like resetting your guys to active so they can't be killed and attacked by your opponent. Again, I don't really care because red decks will just kill this, blue decks will rest it, and green decks probably don't care, and blocker decks will just block her. So whatever, it's fine. Unicorn Banshee 02 Banshee Norn, or Unigundam, Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee Norn, Unicorn mode, 5/3 and then 5/3 stats. Perfect. I like it. Could have one more HP, but it's fine. When linked, choose one enemy unit with 3 or less HP, return it to his own hand. Just a bounce card. It's just like, it's just okay. It's whatever. It's not very good. Okay. Another turn A Gundam, 4/2, 3/3 stat line, links with all your militia and stuff. Moonrace. Active main, once per turn. This unit gets plus 2 AP during this turn. So it becomes a 5/3. It's actually a good ability because a 5/3 stat line means it can basically just kill anything. When it attacks, and your opponent's gonna be very like scared to block it. You can go unforeseen and other things. So this is a good card. How good is it? I would say that it's better than Rizal. It's better than Rizal. Yeah, pretty much. So it's one of the better 4/2 cost line stats. Next we have Kapool. This dude, I love the Kapool. This Gundam is so cute and nice. I actually enjoy it. I wish it was stronger than what it is, but I'll take it. Level 3 2 cost 3 stat line, links with militia. On attack, you may pay 1 resource. If you do, draw 1, then discard 1. So it's a mini overflowing affection. Or a strike Gundam basically. So it's on attack, so every single time you attack, it's probably gonna die after the turn attacks, but I like that it's in the game. It's a cute art. Get your playset, be happy with it. GNX, level 4, 6 cost. Level 5, 3 level 4, 6 cost, 5 AP, 3 HP. UN trait, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by an amount to the number of UN super block command cards in your trash. Oh my god, here we go. They want us to essentially discard, like spend our entire early turns to discard cards to then play this guy, which is not a thing. Okay, because we're trying to play this card like on level 4 and make it as cheap as possible. It's not going to really happen. If we're playing all these super block cards, this card's only going to be cheaper, like let's say on turn 6, where we can maybe drop multiple of these. And yeah, it only works with command cards in your trash also, which is like bad. Okay, just bad. Here's Hip Heavy, 1 cost, level 1, 1, 2, vanilla, trash. Next card, level 2, level 3, 2 cost, 2, 4 blocker for militia. It's a Lifrith. Go ahead and play it. I don't think you should be playing 8 Lifriths in your deck, but you do you and figure out how bad that is. eventually, and if you really do want to do that, and that is like what you guys consider to be the best deck in the game, then Ultron will just smack you silly. So yeah, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it in a very competitive environment, especially in playtesting, and then figure out that, hey, we don't actually need 8 Lifrits, and let's just pretend that we had like 12 Lifrits in the game. Are we really going to play 12? No, find the number that fits for you and go along with it. We got a 2-1-2-2 GM militia. Cool. We got a GM. It's got a Zaku on it, so that's all that matters. It's cool. Then we got level 5 3-cost 5-4 stat line linked with Ali Al Shazez super block. Again, a really good stat line card right here, so it's gonna automatically be a pass for me. Then we got a 4-4 level 4 cost 4-4 stat line. Destroyed if you have another UN super block unit in play. Deploy 1 rested Alvaron UN 4 AP 1 unit token. So again, we're getting units here. So the Vulture card here is just a common. It's not like super crazy strong, but if you do deploy it, if you have another super block, you get to keep applying that pressure, and this is why you probably want to have some amount of burn or bounce or something to deal with tokens, because there's a lot of tokens in the set. Here's Uso Even. Speaking of tokens, the first pilot. So when paired, if this is a League military unit, deploy 1 parts League military 1/1 AP. It cannot choose the enemy as an attack target. Is a 2/1 pilot, level 4 1 cost. So being a level 4 1 cost is normal. Being a 2/1 stat line is fine. And it's a sad thing is that this thing is when paired, not on attack or when paired on attack. I really wish that it would summon multiple tokens for the longer that he stuck around. It would be nice. I don't know why he's crying, but you guys that follow the TV show probably know that he's a crybaby. Okay, next pilot, Rosamia Badam, Badam. Level 3 1 cost. Rosamia, it's a Titan Cyber new type. So glad we're getting some more Titan girls here. 2 AP, 0 HP. When linked, choose 1 rested unit, deal 1 damage to it. I'm not happy with this card, guys. Like, I know you can play all of this. Like, it only deals damage to a rested unit, which is sometimes really hard to do. And I just don't know. Like, I don't really want more ping damage. I want cards that bring something new to the game and are nice. Now, it is a Titans card. It does have a new type card, which I'm happy for, but yeah, it's not for me. 3/1 Marbet Finger Hat 1/1 pilot. All your League military units get +1 AP. Okay, now this guy is cool because you pair him with anybody, and as long as he's paired on the board, he's not a command pilot, he's just a pilot, only gives 1/1 stat line, but all your military unit tokens get +1 AP. This means that when you turn your military unit tokens into blockers, they are a 2/1 blocker. So they're blocking your opponent for 2 damage over and over and over again, and they're acting as close combats. When you pair them on your turn, your opponent is rested out, all of your 1/1 tokens can take out GMs and trade 1-1. Really, really good. Definitely try to build a complete League military deck ASAP and get the feel for it, because you might like it, you might not like it, you might experiment with it. This archetype has some legs to it with the draw power and so on. It's nice. All right, and then try to combo with bases and stuff like that as well. Next card, Slugger Law. Level 3 1 cost 1/1 stat line, Earth Federation white base. Attack, choose one of your white base team units. It gets +1 AP on during this turn. I don't care. So yeah, I don't care about this card at all. It gives one of your other mid-rangey aggro units +1 AP. It's fine. It probably links with the gun cannon, which is fine. I don't think you play it. Maybe you do. Either way, it's nothing too crazy. Here we go. Sled of Mercury, my girl. Even though I actually hate her in the show. But yeah, level 5 1 cost 2/2 stat line. So we're level 5 premium pilot, 2/2 stat line, the best stat lines for a pilot basically. 1 cost only, which is nice. Burst, add the card to your hand. Sled of Mercury during link once per turn. So when you play and activate an Academy command card using an EX resource. So you can choose to use your EX resource whenever you want. So when you play your Academy command card, that's when you want to use your EX resource for not only to get the benefit of the upgraded Academy command card ability, but also because if you have Sled of Mercury on the board, if you use that EX resource to play that Academy command card, which you will most of the time, if you have no remaining EX resources, place one rested EX resource. So basically it will pay for itself, which is really nice when you're trying to get to level 7, level 8, and so on, and play out multiple cards in a single turn. So yeah, being a 2 to Stallion Academy is really good because if you're going to play Green White Academy, go back and watch my other videos where I made a deck list with the new cards and all that jazz. It is pretty fun. Academy is not going to be the like, oh my god, it's the next best deck or anything, or it's like too crazy. It's just going to be a pretty solid deck. One thing I will mention right here, right now, is that I think after playing like, I don't know, 100 Academy games, that Academy is going to be a deck that unfortunately you're going to be playing green with X color, not White Academy, and then White Academy is going to be played with X color, not Green Academy. Okay, so they're going to be 2 separate Academy decks playing with 2 different things, and hopefully we get more White and Green Academy support down the line, hopefully in GD05 relatively soon, so we don't have to wait another 3 to 6 months or another year, God forbid, like all the other guys from GD01 to get some love. This card is really good. Play it. You're going to have to be playing it for sure. If you're combining the 2 Academy sets, you can 100% play it that way. It's perfectly fine. Nothing too bad. Just beat down aggro, get some card advantage like clan, and be on your way. Garma Zabi here. During Link Destroyed, if you have no EX resources, place 1 EX resource. It's interesting if you ever go like crazy big with Zeong, or you're going to go Zeong with Neo Zeong in the same deck. You can get that EX resource and try to level up. Yeah, it is what it is. Nothing else to say about him. Here is our another Academy Ellen Enhanced Person number 5. Level 4, 1 cost, 1/2 stat line. So during Link attack, you may choose one of your Academy units. During this turn, battle damage this turn that unit would receive is dealt to this to that unit instead. Or sorry, choose one of your Academy units. During this battle damage this unit would receive is dealt to that unit instead. Okay, so you link this with Ferract. Okay, you pick one of your other units. You swing Ferract into something else. You breach, destroy your opponent's shield, and take out something. Then you get an EX resource because you activated Ellen's ability, which you take no damage because one of your other Academy units will take the damage for you, and thus Ferract's ability triggers, which only activates off of your other Academy units taking combat damage, battle damage, and then you would essentially will get an EX resource, which is what you're trying to do. So I'm very glad that we did get a green Ellen, because it makes it so much easier to play mono green. Having to play the white Ellen was not horrible, but it just was like, man, I do want to play not white, essentially. Now we 100% can. So solid card. Hopefully it has an alt art. Takwan Zeong, level 4, 1 cost, +2 AP, +0 pilot. When this unit is blocked by an enemy unit that is level 4 or lower, it can't receive battle damage during the battle. Definitely a good card. So this guy can just go on anybody. Go on that unit we saw earlier where it makes one of your opponents into a blocker. So you can make them into a blocker, and if they want to block you, you take no damage. Then you can go Ultron, attack, destroy the blocker, and have a good time. Also, it can turn one of your bigger opposing units into a blocker like that doesn't have blocker, and then Ultron can also just deal 5 to it straight up and destroy it if you're going to go down that Zeong Ultron route, which, you know, my buddy Anti-Meta is like always trying to play. So not too crazy here, but it is what it is. Trinity, this girl is just a pilot with 3 HP, which is pretty big. It's Trinity CB trait, links with all your Trinity cards. Activate support 2, pump something for 2. Not a big fan of it. Skipping through that one. This is the strongest pilot pretty much for CB right now because level 4, 1 cost, +2, +1 pilot. During Link, once per turn. During your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a CB card, you may reveal it and add it to your hand. Return any of them to the bottom of your deck. Okay, so basically every single time you attack your opponent with first strike, which is what he links with all the time, he's also one of those red super soldier traits. So you're always gonna have a first strike with him, and you're gonna attack, kill something with combat damage, and then you're gonna draw a card because your entire deck is CB. So you're pretty much always gonna draw a card, and then they're gonna be trying to deal with him, but they're not gonna be able to, hopefully. And then you're gonna basically get to attack with him again with first strike again, and then your opponent's gonna be like, "Damn, you drew another card," and I still gotta out this guy. If you combine them with purple, you can use the armed intervention card to like make your opponent attack into something else. So this guy can again swing with first strike. So if they link like an air strike and then attack into him, you redirect that to something else. Then you go, okay, now I'm gonna first strike your air strike dead because it's rested. So yeah, very good card. Here's the Duux Mara Same, level 4 1 cost, 2/1 pilot. Choose one undamaged enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. On destroy. Number 1 is on destroy, which is insane. This card sucks. Moving on. Michael Trinity, another Trinity card, level 4 1 cost, 2/1 pilot. Choose 1 damaged enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. When linked only, I don't know if there's gonna be a whole Trinity coming out, but yeah, man. It's only on link. I'm not happy with this card. F this card. Next we have Barrel, baby. Level 4, 1 cost, 1/2 stat line. This makes your Saku Phantom Zaku into a 5/5 stat line. This is the pilot I was talking about. This is gonna be played in the Minerva Squad deck for sure. Definitely try him out. It's very strong, and people get very annoyed by it. It just kills Gundam Amuro and takes like 2 damage in return. It's really good. Palaces, level 3, 1 cost. When linked, choose 1 purple unit card with suppression from your trash, add it to your hand. This is a Vulture pilot, so of course it's going to be like bringing back your suppression cards. But it's also really nice to just bring back in any purple deck when you can link it with a Vulture card. And then pretty much just be like, yeah, I'm going to bring back any suppression card I want. Obviously, trying to bring back our Gundam double X's and X's. So yeah, it's one of those things where like you mill them all and then you bring them back to your hand. There's multiple ways to bring back double X to your hand. This is just one of those ways. Are you gonna play this card? Maybe you'll play 1 of it. Maybe you'll play 2 of it. Probably not. It's not something that needs to be in the deck. Luna Hawk here. Choose 1 of your Minerva Squad units. During this turn, battle damage it would receive is dealt to this unit instead. So this is the opposite of the previous card. Instead of it saying when I take damage, give it to somebody else, this is when somebody else takes damage, give it to me. It's a 1/1 stat line only, which is very sad. You're not going to be playing this card, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just not going to be a card that you play in the deck. Another Vulture card, level 4, 1 cost, 1/2 pilot. When this unit deals battle damage to an enemy unit that's level 5 or lower, destroy that enemy unit. Now, this card is a good Vulture card. It's a good Vulture card. It's a good purple card. Giving something Death Touch from Magic the Gathering or insta-kill, essentially. So, Elin, right? Enil L. I don't know. This girl right here, she's at the bar drinking her, like, whiskey or whatever. Like, this is a good card. Definitely be playing this in Vulture. I like getting rid of my opponent's, like, tough units easily, and if I can resurrect something like really weak, like the one like something weak that can link with this girl, and then just swing into them, take them out, and get that big advantage is nice. Okay, next card, Lauren Hack. It's level 4, 1 cost, 2/1 pilot. When linked, choose 1 enemy unit with 3 or less HP, return to his owner's hand. Now again, it doesn't bounce blockers basically because lift with is 4 HP. Unfortunate, blocks essentially just GMs and stuff. Not a very good pilot overall. You're gonna be playing him if you're playing turn A Gundam, obviously. Although you don't even need to play him with turn A Gundam because you don't need to link him. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like this pilot. I think this pilot sucks. Ready Heat, here we go. Level 4, 1 cost, 1/2 pilot. This guy links with your Unicorn Gundam Norn. When this unit receives effect damage from an enemy, reduce it by 2. So this is during link. So at all times, reduce damage by 2. So this is what makes the Gundam Norn essentially like a lot stronger, because if you can attack, restand, and then not attack, your opponent basically has to deal combat damage to kill you. Otherwise, you're reducing every single effect damage, not once per turn, not once per game, every single effect damage by 2. This is like very, very good. But again, when that Norn swings, it's going to get killed. You're playing a white-blue deck. You need to have multiple blue cards in the trash, or you're not going to be able to restand multiple times. So yeah, I don't think this card is insane overall, but it's definitely something that is going to give red decks a run for their money. Next, here's Ali, finally, level 4, 1 cost, plus 2 AP, plus 1 defense. During link attack, you may choose one enemy pilot returns to his own hand. This is very interesting because you can return some like weird, annoying pilots back to their hand. I guess mostly Trinity, because it gives 0-3 stat line. But if you do return something that, you know, something like an Ale Strike is left with 1 HP, you attack your opponent, you return and the pilot back to their hand. That Ale Strike lost Kira, all of a sudden it dies immediately. I don't know. I think this card is just in the deck because it's gonna be one of your super block pilots, and that's kind of it. Sochi Heim. I actually haven't read this card. Level 3, 1 cost, 0-2 pilot. Okay, another turn 8 pilot. Once per turn, when you pay 1 or more cost for one of your unit effects, you may increase this unit's AP during this turn by the amount of the cost paid. So this card could have just been a level 3, 1 cost, 1-2 pilot with no abilities, but instead now you have to like pay a cost, then this thing becomes a 1-2 pilot, and it's once per turn, which is your turn and their turn. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know why people were so crazy about it. I'm not trying to pay like some insane cost for something. I'm trying to play more cards and more units and do things, not pay a cost for something, mostly 1, and then get to like gain 1 AP on this card. So not the best. Now this card on the other hand, we're moving into command cards now, thank God. Level 3, 1 cost, Kind-Hearted. This card is just straight up, I think, better than Healthy Curiosity. Right, that's the card. Yeah, Healthy Curiosity. Kind-Hearted is number 1. It's a burst card, and its burst is activate the card's main effect. Okay, so its main slash action effect is during this turn, friendly units can't be destroyed by enemy effects, or friendly units can't be destroyed by enemy effects. Okay, so they can still be damaged by enemy effects, but they cannot be destroyed by their effects. Which I don't care about that part at all. What I care about is it's just then draw 1 card. So this is just a 1 cost, draw 1, just like Healthy Curiosity. Doesn't have the other, if you have X amount, then rest something. But because this card has a burst ability of draw 1, I like it. It's basically just a burst, draw 1, play, draw 1 for 1 cost, which is fantastic. So I really, really like this, and I'm a big fan of it. So if you are looking for that just draw power, this is it. Level 4, 1 cost, Moment of Rest. Burst, draw 1 again, off to a very good start. This is one of our early reveals. Main, okay, choose 1 arrested enemy unit that's level 5 or lower. It won't be set as active during the start of the opponent's next turn. Now, this card can see a lot of play in aggro, but not really. Aggro doesn't really care about this too much, but you could start seeing it in aggro decks. But it is really good at stopping aggro. Right, you can rest something like an Ale Strike, you can rest something that is lower than an Ale Strike, like GMs and stuff, and really make sure your opponent can't just keep swinging at you over and over again. It's only 1 cost, and the main thing was like, you would unforeseen something, it wouldn't deal damage to you, but you couldn't kill it. Next turn, your opponent can choose to go wide or attack, right? But if they go wide, you can't interact their board. With the Moment of Rest, you can actually rest them or keep them rested. So you can kill 2 guys. That one guy's rested, he's not going to swing at you, and then kill him next turn. And your opponent can't do anything about it. He's basically a sitting duck. Now, if that was the only ability, I would be like, you know, whatever. But because it has the burst, draw 1, it automatically becomes that much better. Burst cards are just strictly like really good. Spiritual Support. Level 4, 1 cost command card. Spiritual Support is main. Choose 1 of your units. It gains repair 2 during this turn. This card is interesting with the O, right? Because like now anything gains repair. So essentially it's a heal 2 card, but also gaining repair means you can now basically just use it with the O. Are you going to be playing this card with the O overall? I can see myself playing like one of these. Probably not, but I can see myself playing one of these. I think once we get the O Star deck in November or September, whatever it is, we'll have to come back to this and see like how good it is, and what we can do with it. But overall, this card's like at the moment like still like a very D tier card. Encounter, this is the card that a lot of people were talking shit about, okay, especially one of the YouTubers saying that this card is horrible. This card is already been play tested. It's a very good card. Getting to dig 5 deep and then literally drawing whatever whatever pilot you need. Like, we're all crying about the Char links in GD01 even now, that we never get the Char. We're like, oh man, if we got the Char, we would have won the game, all this stuff. Well, now Encounter is basically your 5th copy of Char, 6th copy of Char, whatever you want, and it's any pilot. So you don't have to play this in a Char deck. You can play this in an Amuro deck. You can just grab the Amuro whenever you need it, right? Which is really good. You can play this in any deck you want. So green getting more generic solid cards is nice. It's low 5/1 cost. Its ability is just look at the top 5 cards, reveal 1 pilot card, send the rest to the bottom. This card is really good, and one thing I'm going to say again, is that when you are playing cards like this, especially that have the number 5, look at the top 5, is you're not just looking at the top 5, you're not just grabbing 1 card and putting it to your hand. You're putting 4 cards you do not want to the bottom. Now, how good are you at card games and counting cards and stuff is on you, and how good are you at choosing when to play this and understanding the downfalls and the positives of putting multiple bad cards to the bottom, or multiple, you're looking for a pilot, you're not looking for units. If you whiff with this card, well, you're still 1 step closer to drawing a pilot on the next turn. So this card is a very good card. Overall, I'm sure it's probably going to get an altar because it's got Amuro and Lala on it. Hopefully Lala is the only one on the card when it gets the altar, but we'll see when the set is released. Here's our Academy card. Low 5/1 cost. Indiscriminate Violence. This is my favorite, I guess, character or female character from Academy, from Mercury. So main, choose 1 friendly Academy unit. During this turn, it may choose an active enemy unit with 5 or less AP as its attack target. If you use the EX resource to play this card, choose 1 or 2 friendly Academy units instead. So this is what I was talking about, where Academy cards are pretty much going to be trying to use your EX resources to gain a bonus effect. This is one of them, where instead of choosing 1 enemy, 1 of your units to attack a standing unit, you can choose 2 instead. Now, the way that this combo basically works is that you use your EX resource, you get the EX resource back arrested from the green Sletta. Then you get to pick 2 of your units to gain this ability. Then if you have the Gundam Lifted Thorn, you get to pair this card with any of your cards, which would link it and pair it with Gundam Lifted Thorn. So now it can attack on the turn that it's deployed, or so on, and it can pretty much just breach and go and move forward. So pretty much when you play commands, they also get played onto the board, and you'll have to kind of tinker around with your Academy deck and get used to the whole combo and setting it up and such. Destined Blade, level 2, 1 cost. Burst, add this card to your hand, so already a +1, excellent. Choose 1 of your rested units. During this turn, all enemy units must choose that enemy as their attack target when attacking. So this is an action card, which means that the first attack that your opponent does is going to still go where he wants, and then after that, all the attacks will, if he chooses to attack, will go into the rested unit that you choose. This is a good thing on a big wing 0. They now have to attack into your 8-9 wing 0 with all their aggro cards, which they probably don't want to do, so they'll probably negate their attack from swinging anymore. You can also choose a blocker, Freedom Gundam, etc., and have a good time. You can unforeseen them. You can pick a unit that maybe takes reduced damage as you get more sets permanently in combat, maybe. This card is an interesting tech piece. We'll see how much play it gets. Witch from Earth, this is the second and last, I believe, Academy Dawn of Fold command pilots. Level 4, 1 cost, 1/1 stat line. Command, main action. Choose 1 friendly Academy unit. During this turn, reduce the next damage it receives by 2. If you use an EX resource, play this card. Reduce it by 4. So this is our green unforeseen incident. for Academy, and it reduces it by 4, which is really, really good. The other thing is that it reduces the damage you're taking, so it can work on things like Death Sights. And this is like really strong because you just basically don't take damage. 4 is a big number. Basically just neutralizes any damage you take. And then again, you'll be utilizing this with the EX resource to reduce it by 4. Now the sad thing is that this is a main action, and then it says choose one Academy unit during this turn, reduce the damage it takes by 2 or 4, right? Most of the time, you're going to be using this on your own turn because you're trying to attack into your opponent and then use the whole combo. If you're not, this is still a very good trick card to, send your opponent to hell, basically. Very good card. I'm playing 4 copies of this. Financer, we saw this in the spoiler, level 6, 3 cost. I do like this card because its main / action effect is deploy a EX base. Your opponent's going to swing a suppression into you. You rest 3 resources. Action, deploy EX base, nullifies their suppression. They want to swing a GM into you. Deploy this. Their GM attack goes into your EX base now and basically saves you 1 or more life, which is very, very good. It also is deploy EX base, and an EX base does not tell you to take a shield to your hand, which can basically mean that this can replace all of your bases in the red deck and just deploy EX bases so you have more HP because you're not taking away your shields when you're playing a base, which basically just suggests, this just reads gain 1 shield essentially, which is an EX base. So +1 life is very good. How good is this card going to be overall? I don't know. I think this card is actually like good though. It's actually a good card. Next card, level 4, 1 cost, Trinity. Main action, choose one of your CV units. They get +2 AP during this turn. I don't like this card too much. A lot of people are like, oh my god, this card's crazy. I'm like, I really don't. I have no care about this card at all. So moving forward, okay, Inspector, level 4, 1 cost, 1/1, Earth Federation Cyber new type, main, deal 1 damage to all units at level 2 or lower. Again, this card could be good because it's another all-range attack. You can go all-range attack, Inspector, deal 1 to everything, pretty much. All the aggro cards, tokens, etc. And if you have 4 Inspectors, 4 all-range attacks, you now have access to 8 ping cards that deal damage to all units that are level 2 or lower, which is basically all the GMs. So you can pretty much put an end to aggro if you can draw like multiple of those and board wipe over and over and over again, which is very nice. Are you going to see this card being played a lot? Maybe not. Maybe you'll see like 1 or 2 copies in a max all range attack deck, so you can kind of like ping aggro off the board a lot and have higher consistency of having 2 pingers all range attacks in your hand essentially. All right, this card's very cool. I love the artwork. If this card gets an alternate artwork, oh my god, buy the playset immediately. Level 3, 1 cost, purple, damage control. Burst, choose one enemy unit. It gets -2 AP this turn. But action, unforeseen, right? But choose one of your units during this turn. Reduce battle damage it receives by 3, which is really good if you have something that like is left on 1 HP. It now takes 3 less damage. It survives still. Your opponent is going to like attack into you and be like, I want to kill your weak guy, like your first form. You go damage control. No, you're not. My first form survives. You lose your guy. And then I can kind of like, again, attack my first form the next turn. So damage control is a very good card, and it has a burst, which makes it excellent. Great card. Purple Unforeseen Incident, pretty much. Great card. Next, Reformationist, right? Formationist, yeah. Level 2, 1 cost, purple card. Burst, choose one of your card with transcend its card name. Add it from the trash to your hand. Fine, whatever, I don't really care. It is what it is. Main action, choose one of your units and one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to them. Again, I really don't care about that 1 damage ping at all. Oh no, I need to skip back forward to the next part. I think we're almost at the end here. Yes. Okay. Next card, Backup. This is a very nice card. Level 3, 1 cost. Burst, choose one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. Cool, I'll take it. Main, choose one of your units. When it deals damage to an enemy that is level 5 or lower, during this turn, destroy the enemy unit. Okay, this is again giving something death touch for 1 is very good. Unfortunately, it's not an action card. I wish it was because that would be really good. But at least giving one of your GMs the ability to kill a L strike or anything big. Yes, it's a 2 for 2, but hey, you're getting rid of your weak cards for a very strong card is nice. Right? So that's what I like about it. Backup. It's solid. You're not going to play 4 copies of it, but you're going to play something. I think it's gonna be good in those like recursion decks like Vulture and things that can bring back all your low cost GMs and stuff over and over again, and then you kind of just make them kill whatever you want. Level 4, 1 cost, 0-2 pilot, Minerva Squad, Zapped Coordinator, Reliable Big Brother. This is the one that main, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. If you do, choose one enemy unit with 4 or less AP, deal damage equal to the amount of number of Minerva Squad cards placed with this effect, and deal damage to the opponent. So pretty much, this is a mill 2 cards for every card you milled that is Minerva Squad. Deal that much damage to your opponent, so you can deal 1 to 2 damage. It's not something that I play in my deck at all because I don't find that I need to mill it too much. And this is again just random. Now it does say Minerva Squad cards, so it could be pilots, bases, whatever. But again, I'm playing the other pilots, and the best thing about Minerva Squad is that everything links with everything, and that I only want to play the pilots that I want to play, so I never get pilot bricked, and yeah, not needed. This is the best card I have seen in the set, pretty much. Right? Graceful Demeanor. This card is hella good. Level 4, 2 cost. If this card gets an alt art, buy 4 copies, like, I would say immediately, because it's probably going to go up. Level 4, 2 cost, Graceful Demeanor, rare. Burst, activate this card's action. It's an action only. Choose 1 to 2 enemy units that level 3 or lower, return them to their owner's hand. Now, this returns Lifrit's, Rick Diaz's tokens, and 2 of them. It also returns all the GMs and aggro cards. This card is crazy because your opponent goes to swing, pops the EX base, swings again, hits this off burst. You bounce both their Zaku's back to their hand. They have nothing on the board, and then you can continue to like build up your own board. So again, they can't do the whole like, I'm going to armor array, rest you, and then swing with all my GMs. It's like, no, your GMs are not even on the board anymore, so now that Amro turn is going to be way weaker. Okay, and then like Witch on the Bride is very, very good card, but it's meant for like later stages of the game, and one, picking off one thing like Banshee modes. But Graceful Demeanor is really meant for like the blockers and the aggro cards. So even in the blocker mirror match is going to be a good card where you just play this card, pop 2 of their blockers, and all of a sudden, like, oh shit, I don't have enough blockers to survive anymore. I'm going to lose. And this card is very good. This is like probably the most hyped card in the set now that has been revealed. Next card, level 3, 1 cost, World Distortion. Alejandro Corner. Alejandro Corner. Plus 1 AP, plus 0 HP. Main action, if 2 or more friendly unit cards are in play, choose one enemy unit with 5 or less HP, returns to its own hand. So, A Witch in the Bride, it's fine. It's fine for what the deck is trying to do. I don't care about it. Moving on. Level 4, 1 cost, Fighting Alone. Main / action, choose one friendly unit paired with a new type pilot. It can't receive effect damage from enemy units during this turn. It's a 1/1 civilian. Yeah. Don't care about it again. Machine Doll, level 2, 1 cost pilot. 1 AP, 0 HP. Main action, choose one friendly militia. Die in a counter unit. It gets plus 2 AP this turn. Again, don't care about it because I don't care about paying 1 to give something plus 2 AP. But it's there if you want to have that cheeky little boom, I killed you moment. It's like a mini naval bombardment, or like a mini with Iron Blood. We're in the bases, guys. We're in the final stretch. I'm apologizing right now. This video is going to be very long, but hopefully you guys can skip through everything to what cards you want to see. Level 3, 1 cost, Reinforced Junior, League Militaire Warship. So deploy this card. Add 1 on deploy. Add 1 of your shields to your hand. Then during your turn, if a friendly League Militaire unit is in play, deploy 1 part token that cannot attack. It's a 1/1 0/5 base. This base is fine. I wish it would work on your turn and your opponent's turn. It does not, which makes it a lot worse. Level 4, 1 cost base, 0/5 Earth Federation Stronghold. Deploy active main. So active main, once per turn, rest one of your Earth Federation units. Choose one enemy unit that's level 3 or lower, rest it. So again, you can find a way to rest. If you're playing Earth Federation aggro deck, this is literally just an armor, right? Because all you're tapping are your opponent's blockers, and you're gonna have a much better time. And it's also a active main. It's not even a like on deploy. It's literally every single turn while you're aggroing your opponent to death, you can just active main, rest, rest, rest. It's like Jesus, man. It's a permanent armor for blockers. It's very strong in Earth Federation, so go ahead and pull out your Earth aggro decks and continue to steamroll your opponent. This is a base that I really like. It's a Zeong Stronghold base. Low 5 1 cost, higher cost, but 0-5 stat line. Baoku. Deploy, add 1 shield to your hand. While you have a rested Zeong unit in play, this base can't receive battle damage from enemy units that are level 4 or lower. Eventually, we're gonna get a lot higher like Zeong cards and some sort of like play like a big Zeong deck essentially. This card is very good because all the aggro decks only run level 4 or lower units. You know what that means? That none of them can deal damage to you as long as you have a rested Zeong. So if you're playing a Zeong aggro mirror match and you deploy their base, well, they now have to swing all their units into your units, otherwise they can do 0 damage to your base, not even with Gundam. So very, very good base. Yeah, very good base. Level 3 1 cost, 9th tactical testing sector for Academy. Add 1 shield to your hand. When you place deploy, when you place an EX resource, choose one from the Academy. It gets plus 2 AP this turn. This is not the base I'll be playing. This is not the base that does anything for us. It gives us plus 2 AP, which is not something I care about at all. So yeah, we're going to skip past this one. You're not placing EX resources 24/7, and you're not trying to like pump yourself up to swing at your opponent because either they're going to take the hit or they'll block it and you'll just trade. Trinity Warship, this is our CV base. This is a very interesting one. So deploy, add a shield to your hand again. Level 4 1 cost, 0-5 base. Active main once per turn. Pay 1. Okay, so rest 1 friendly CV unit, choose 1 enemy unit level 5 or lower, deal 1 damage to it. The reason why this is interesting is when you're playing a mid-range deck and you deploy the Trinity Warship, your opponent has now a choice. Do they destroy the warship or do they trade into your units that are being aggressive and trading back? And once they do that, anything that survives will just get pinged off by this Trinity Warship, or if they can't take it out, the base will stick around to gain value down the road. Which is the best part about it. So is this base going to see a lot of play? I don't know. I'll have to play test it. It just came out. Izuma Colony, this card sucks. It's a 1 cost 104 base, which is not the worst. But then when this base receives battle damage from an enemy unit that's 3 or less AP, deal 1 damage to that unit. Well, the sad part is that if you don't kill the enemy unit, then it really doesn't matter. It's basically only good against tokens. Yeah, this card just sucks because your opponent's gonna play around it and kill it with anything else. They can just kill it with a Rizal. Yeah, it's not good. Freedin 2. This card is actually decent. Level 4 1 cost Vulture 0-5 base. Deploy, add a shield to your hand. Then if you have 7 or more Vulture units in your trash, right, choose 1 enemy unit with 2 or less AP, destroy it. So reversing it into aggro, this works on your opponent's turn and your turn. You deploy it, and you then basically just destroy a 2 or less AP. Destroy a GM immediately, or a Lifrith. So this card is actually useful. Definitely going to be going in Vulture decks. I think this is the last base. Armory 1, level 4 1 cost, 0-6 Zaft. Shield to your hand, destroyed, all players draw 1 card. This card is very bad. Do not play this card. We're playing Gundam, guys. The difference between a very good deck and a good deck is how much draw power it has. And giving your opponent a card, especially on the turn that is destroyed, which means your opponent's turn, they're going to link kill it, and then they're going to draw a card on the same turn that they just linked and killed your base. That means they can possibly go for a second link or just play more cards, and then you're sitting there like, well, I drew a card, but my opponent already drew and played his. Now I'm going to play mine and then retaliate. It is a 0-6 base, but again, this thing is giving too much value to your opponent, and your opponent has control over when it dies, not you. So yeah, I'm not super excited about this card. Belgium. This is the card that I'm actually excited about. We saw it's a rare base. Maybe we'll get an alter art. I don't know. Level 3 1 cost. 0/7 base. Is 0/7 because on deploy, you add a shield to your hand, then you deal 3 damage to the base. So when it's deployed, it's always a 0/4. But its ability is once per turn, during your turn, when you pay 1 or more for a friendly unit's effect, this base recovers 2 HP. The best card that I like to use this with is gonna be the White Academy Aerial, because for 1 cost you can reduce AP by 1 on your opponent unit when they attack into this, so they have to like math it out on how to kill the Belgium base, and then also on your turn. So you can basically do it on both turns and pump this guy back up to 7, or I guess it only heals on your own turn, but you play it, you basically try to get the ability off, you heal it back to 6 HP, and then you're good to go. If you deploy it on your opponent's turn and they don't destroy it, on your turn you can heal it back and get it up there. There is a, yeah, so pretty much, I do like this base quite a bit. It's obviously going to be played with the turn A Gundam base, and we'll see how it goes. Is that it? No, another base. Industrial 7, level 4, 1 cost, 0/5. Civilian. Deploy out a shield to your hand. Active main once per turn. Exile 1 command card from your trash. Choose 1 enemy unit. It gains -1 AP during this turn. Interesting. Not good enough. But it's there. It's not good enough. But I think if you're playing like a White Academy beatdown deck, you could utilize this to like just be like, hey, I'm gonna exile commands to gain this effect over and over again until you destroy the base. Unfortunately, with Academy, I think your opponent can just destroy the base and gain momentum, and you don't always have that many command cards in your trash. You also want the command cards in your trash and not exile them because of all your abilities, especially Michaelis. Michaelis is a big one to get 4 in the trash as soon as possible. That is it, guys. Sorry about the super long video, but also not sorry because that's literally what we just went through, was a whole goddamn set. If you guys, I'm taking on pre-orders for GD04. If you guys want coaching, you know, I've got some of my clients going to the VA regionals for Gundam. Just going there to have fun and do as well as they can. Some of them trying a little bit harder. Nobody's taking Blurple, so that's going to be a disclaimer right there. So yeah, if you guys want coaching, reach out to me at CoachMc0 on Discord. So like and subscribe, guys. This is a long one. I'm literally up here at 6 in the morning. It's a 2-hour video. Holy moly. Yeah. Peace.